Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and I am currently pregnant with twin girl, twin girls. So this is my 31 and 32 week update. So I'm currently 33 weeks tomorrow, so I'm 32 weeks and 6 days. And a lot has really changed since I gave the last update at 30 weeks. I feel like, you know, it was so smooth sailing up until this point. So stay tuned for the updates and let's get this started. So 32 weeks, baby is as big as squash, which I feel like these apps are so weird. But anyways, it says, ready or not, at 32 weeks, baby birth still seems far into the future, which is true, but it's very close. You and baby are getting ready in a lot of ways, just in case there's an early arrival. You're probably dealing with some end of pregnancy to-dos, like telling your health insurance that there'll be a new arrival soon, and figuring out how the heck to install an infant car seat. At 32 weeks, fetus has probably turned into the head down position or will turn soon. So yes, so both girls have been head down since 20 weeks. They're still head down, which is fantastic. I asked the doctor or the ultrasound tech, what are the chances that they'll move from that position? She said they really don't have a lot of room because there's two. They're already pretty much squished, so there's very low chances that they will turn into a breached position, which is great news. So anyways, when it comes to like symptoms and things like that, just overall uncomfortable. I am just very uncomfortable pregnant. I mean, at this point I have, I'm pretty much full-term. My body feels like it's full-term pregnant. So I feel full all the time. I feel heavy. Anything that touches like my skin, I just want to I just don't want to wear clothes. It's itchy. Out of breath. I mean, I've been out of breath since I felt like I found out I was pregnant. Let's see. Hemorrhoids are back. I mean, it's just, if I can describe how I feel right now, it's just uncomfortable. Also, this week, Braxton Hicks have been more frequent. My doctor said, with twins, you're going to have more Braxton Hicks and in my second pregnancy, you're going to have more Braxton Hicks than your first. I don't remember having them with my first pregnancy, or if I did, they weren't as prominent as they are now, but I feel like I get them and they're not always induced by like walking too much or moving around a lot or anything like that. So I'm wondering if my body's prepping for birth, which I really want these babies to hold off until about at least 35 weeks, but 36 weeks, I mean, at 36 weeks, at that point, I'm like, if you girls want to come, you can come. Let's see, any other I'm not swelling. I think I swell on occasion. So like when I wake up in the morning, like my hand is swollen, but I think it's just how I sleep. So it's hard to sometimes put my ring on, but most time I'm wearing my ring right now. So most times I'm still pretty good. Being in the bed, I'm sleeping through the night because I'm still taking my nausea medication that I've been taking since first trimester. So I think that actually helps me stay asleep because I wake up, use the bathroom, and I can fall right back asleep. But it's not a comfortable sleep. Like I wake up in aches and pains, and getting out of bed is a struggle. I mean, you kind of have to roll out of bed. It's just what you think of a full-term pregnant lady. I'm still working full-time. Full-time as of last week, and now I'm taking one day off during the week. So I'm only going to be working 4 days a week for the most part because of my weekly monitoring at this point. So it just doesn't make sense for me to have to do these longer doctor's appointments and then and be concerned about work and all of that. So I just decided to take a day off every week pretty much up until my maternity leave, which is right now scheduled for Thanksgiving. So I'm not planning on returning to work post Thanksgiving. That week of Thanksgiving is still up in the air. I don't know. It really just depends on how the baby's tracking and how my body's tracking to really see if I'm going to take additional or get off work, leave work earlier. But it's just sometimes it's, you know, it's, you kind of want to spend that extra time with the baby, then try to take it off in the beginning. But it is hard to start waking up in the morning, getting ready for work. It's a tall task, especially with these Braxton Hicks. So back to the Braxton Hicks, they're a little bit more uncomfortable. They're not painful, but like if I have some type of like a full bladder or anything on my bladder, it feels like there's a balloon inside, which I'm always like, is my water gonna break? And it feels like you're just going to pop. Like and I feel like it's just my bladder. And so that's uncomfortable. Like you just feel like you have to use the bathroom so much that you feel like you're about to pop, when realistically you probably have, you know, a small amount of, you know, fluid in your bladder to like use the bathroom. It's like a little bit. But so updates on the babies. I went to my last growth scan a couple days ago, and so babies are still very small. Baby A is a lot smaller than baby B. They have their own placenta, so it's not what, you know, you would think of, you know, one baby's taking all the nutrients. I think my body I make small babies. We make small babies. So Cinco was small. These babies were already genetically small. Like all of their limbs and everything is very proportionate, but they're just proportionately small. And then my body having twins, I think it's just a lot more stress on the body. That's what the doctor thinks. So it's like a combination of genetics and a combination of me having twins. So the problem is baby B, she is maybe 3 pounds 13 ounces, I want to say. So she's small, but she's not like under 10%. So, you know, we aren't as concerned. Baby A, on the other hand, she's 3 pounds and some change, like 3 pounds 6 ounces, 3 pounds 5 ounces, something like that. So she fell below the 10th percentile. So I think she's like probably around 6%. The doctor never mentioned IUGR, but I feel like when you watch a lot of twin videos like I do, you just you hear these terms getting thrown around. So I'm not sure if that's what it is. It was never diagnosed, but now it's the time they just want to be on top of it. If, you know, if she starts growing even slower, it might be a situation where I need to be induced even earlier, which I am. I'm planning on being induced now a week earlier than originally planned at 37 weeks. But if baby A doesn't grow, if baby A continues to grow very, very slow, it might be better for her to grow outside in the NICU than grow in my body. So that was a lot to take in last week. I mean, there's really at this point nothing more that I can do. I can't eat more. I can't, you know, do more things. So of course I'm still trying to drink more protein and still trying to eat more protein, because that protein is what aids in growth. But I can't fit any more food in my body. I feel so full all the time. It's uncomfortable. But I also think that baby A, I mean, she is squished in there. Her placenta's in front of her, so her head lays up against her placenta, and then somehow her head is down in my pelvis. So it's hard to get honestly, it's hard to get accurate measurements because she's very, very squished. And baby B is over on this side, and she kind of just takes up all the space. She's living in like a suite. She can kind of flip back. She can flip front to back. So she can, when we see her on the ultrasound, she'll have her face like facing where we can see her face, and then she'll flip where she's facing my back. So she still has room to kind of go back and forth. Not really flip around to breech, but roll back and forth, but baby A is kind of stuck in that little position. So I think it's just a combination of things. I just think she doesn't have room. So her measurements are probably not as accurate as maybe, you know, baby B's measurements, but you know, nonetheless, I just want them both to be healthy. I want myself to be healthy. So whatever we have to do, but I'm really hoping we can at least make it to 35, 36 weeks, because at that point, I think my chances of NICU would go down if everything else is perfectly healthy. And we checked the both of their umbilical cords. We've checked they checked their water and all of that. Everything looks normal. The only thing that was out of the normal was their growth. So that's good to hear that it's not like, you know, something looks like it's going wrong with their umbilical cord. Looks like everything's normal. They're just small. So, I mean, Cinco's small. It takes it to get Cinco to gain weight. It's another thing. So that's just kind of genetic. So, you know, we're making it work. So now I'm going in every week for a non-stress test as well as a BPP, which I don't know what that stands for. But I think they'll check their umbilical cords, the fluid, just to make sure everything is still doing great. Because once one of those things start to fall off, then we would have to go pretty much into labor and delivery and just deliver the baby. So big things this week was making sure my hospital bag is packed, make sure it's in the car, kind of get those last minute items set up, because at this point I feel like I have a 3-week window, which is crazy. I feel like in a weird way, I feel like I've been pregnant the entire year, but I also feel like I just found out I was pregnant. I think these last 3 weeks, especially with it being the holidays, is going to go by so fast. So just say a couple extra prayers for us and for my sanity and Josh's sanity, because it was a lot to take in last week, but I'm in much better spirits this week, and you know, we just have to do what we have to do. And I'm glad that now we're being monitored every week, so nothing should really truly fall through the cracks. I have my scans every week, and then I also have my OB appointments. I think they're every week at this point too. So I'm being pretty much monitored twice a week at this point, which is good. Those were the biggest updates. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, heartburn. I'm looking at all the symptoms that, you know, people say, but heartburn, yeah, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more indigestion with food, and because it sits right here. But it's nothing. It just sucks when it's in the moment, but it's not very frequent where I feel like I remember to always say it. Let's see. And this week we finally got the bassinets set up. So we ended up not doing the typical bassinets for 2 babies. I really liked the Juvie Room 2. So we got that pack and play, and then we got the separate attachment for the twins, and I mean, it's huge. It has a lot of room. I'll probably try to overlay some footage of it, but it's huge, so that's really nice. So I figured that'll be a good transition, instead of doing the 2 bassinets, because that insert that also has a changing table that you can just click on, click off, click on, click off. So that's really nice. If you want to use a changing table, we didn't use a changing table too much in the bedroom portion. We just changed the babies on the bed, but with 2, you never know. But that's a really good, it was a really good option. And then we still have our Cinco's old pack and play in our living room, that also has an infant insert. It's not a twin infant insert, so it doesn't have that divider, but it's still a big enough space where they both, at least while they're small, and they're going to be small anyway for a while, that they both can sleep comfortably while we're in the living room just kind of hanging out. not sleeping overnight, because I just feel like I would want them to have more of their own space when they're sleeping at night, just for safe sleep. I also went, and once I got that news, I knew more chances of not they're gonna need preemie clothes. So then I got a bunch, well, not a bunch, I got as much as I could at Target. They don't have there's not a very good selection of preemie clothes. I feel like you have to go to like Carter's, the actual store, not like, Target. I do hear Walmart has a more selection of preemie clothes, so I may try Walmart and just pick up a couple like sleepers and things like that. Because even Cinco, we had to get just a couple preemie clothes to last us probably like a couple weeks, or not even like a week, because he wasn't fitting in newborn clothes just yet. He was born at 6 pounds, 13 ounces, and he was past due. So, but then when he left the hospital, I think he dropped to, I think his first doctor's appointment, he was probably like 5 pounds, and like high 5 pounds. So he needed preemie clothes, because he was small. So if you really think about it, yeah, if these babies are in the same track of Cinco, they're just gonna be small. So I did buy some preemie clothes. I bought another pack of newborn diapers, considering they'll probably be in newborn diapers for a long time. Cinco was in newborn diapers for a long time. So most people say, don't just buy a couple boxes of newborn diapers, but don't spend your money on newborn diapers. Get size 1s. Every situation is different. We used a lot of newborn diapers, and we're having twins. So they were $4. They had a $4 coupon at Target, like on Target Circle. So I was like, let me just pick up this brand. It was the special delivery brand, which I do really like, but they're a little more expensive. So they had a $4 off coupon, so I just picked up a box of those. We have boxes of diapers already, and then I'm having a diaper shower next week. So that'll be nice just to get diapers and stuff like that. I started sterilizing their binkies. I started really just prepping for them. I'm gonna start cleaning out their bottles, make sure we have enough preemie nipples for bottles and things like that. I will try to breastfeed, but realistically, we're probably gonna have to supplement with a little bit of formula. I'm not gonna buy the formula until they get here, because I wanna get recommendations from the doctors on what they will need. But I'm already anticipating having to supplement a little bit for the first couple months with formula, just for their growth, which I'm totally fine with. Whatever they need, I'm on board with 1,000%. Let's see. What other big things? I just feel like the babies will be here in like 3 weeks. I really feel like 3 weeks is kind of our timeline. So it's crazy. Also scary, but I have faith. I have faith in, my Lord. I have faith that people are praying for us and praying for our blessings. And we didn't come this far to be scared and nervous now. So, I'm just, trying to not think too hard into things and taking it day by day, week by week. That's pretty much all I can do. So what's nice is every week I'll have an update, and if that week goes good, then we'll just wait for the next week. So really hoping we can hold on to at least 35 weeks. I'm hoping that we hold on at least 2 more weeks, 35 weeks. I really want 36, but I'll be okay with 35. Let's see, what else? We'll start car seats probably next week. My thought is, even if I went into labor sometime this week, they most likely wouldn't come home with us. So we don't need to be too concerned about that. But next week, I'll be 34 weeks. And so by 35 weeks, there could be some type of possibility they would come home with us. So I want to make sure their bases are, not their car seats, but their bases are installed. I don't recommend installing the car seat part if you don't have bases, just because if, God forbid, you get in some type of accident, you're gonna have to replace those car seats. I don't know how bases work, but it's cheaper to replace a base than replace a base and a car seat. So we're just putting in the bases, and then we'll click the car seats in on our way to the hospital. just, it's stressful, like not knowing, and you know, my mom doesn't fly in for another couple weeks, so what to do with Cinco, but you know, we'll figure it out when that time comes. I just feel like we're getting close. I'm definitely feeling a little bit different. You know, can't just get up and go like I always do. Moving a lot slower these days, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But that's pretty much it. I think that's all the updates I have, and I'll probably update you guys again next week. And from here on out, I'll have weekly updates up until delivery. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I can get some videos out every week, just with all these growth updates. Oh, I didn't talk about movement. They're moving. That's why I wanted to talk about movement. So movement, the doctor said this is the time where you really need to be vigilant in your kick counts. Luckily for these babies, they have pretty much, I know when to expect movement, if that makes sense. So I know when I wake up, usually I kind of lay in bed a little bit and I kind of hold my belly, and I know they'll like kick a few times, and you know, then I'll get up, get ready for the day. Usually throughout the day, I'm so busy at work, I don't sit there and pay attention, but once in a while I'll feel like a couple jabs and this and that. I'm not feeling actual, like, once in a while I'll feel a huge kick, like a big kick, but mostly it's a lot of rolling, body parts starting to stick out. Like a lot of times, I don't know if it's a foot or like I can feel like a butt at the bottom, just kind of poking out, and then I can feel the heads bobbing. It's very weird. So I feel baby A a lot. I think it's baby A because I feel it a lot on my right side, and I can see like a move. It looks like they're doing the wave. So like I'll see like this kind of go up, and then you see it across the belly, and then you see this side go up. It's the most bizarre thing. And then I can feel like a baby B's head like bounce a little bit. So like I can kind of feel both of them, which is nice. So that's pretty much what I've been feeling when it comes to movement. Just a lot of rolling, but not, you know, necessary kicks all the time. Once in a while I'll feel it, but it's mostly rolls. You can definitely see it on the outside of the belly, which is kind of creepy. I always say, Josh, look. And then they like stop moving when he looks, and then they'll just kind of go back to doing what they're doing. But it's pretty funny. But for the most part, those are pretty much all of my updates. So I'll see you guys next week, and say a prayer for us that everything goes well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'll show my belly. This is 33 weeks. The belly. I do have a lot of stretch marks now. So this is the belly. So we're definitely growing. They're really, really low. So a lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, you're so small. But I feel like there's a lot of baby under there. So this is the belly. I think front on it looks huge. So that's the belly. All right, bye.